Welcome back. This is Brighter Morning with Bo, and I'm Bo Tiwari, and we have Martin George on the line. We will talk with him briefly to get a perspective from business, and he is also an attorney who is very well known in the society and generally speaks on important issues, constitutional issues, etc. in Trinidad and Tobago. So, Mr. George, what do you think happened in Tobago, and why do you think it happened?
Good morning to you, Bo, and good morning to your viewers, and good morning Tobago, and good morning Trinidad. And I am choosing the order quite carefully in terms of how I address. So, yes. Well, Bo, I think, Tobago has always been the trend setter in this regard in terms of how elections are viewed, how people treat with them. And I think the bigger picture for Trinidad and Tobago is this signals a wind of change, and it shows that people are fed up. They require some kind of change in the political dynamic. You cannot come back to the public each and every time with the same old, tired, recycled, expired politicians and try to win their favor over and over again. You can't come with a set of expired goods and offer to the populace and say, listen, take this, vote for it again. You cannot come with the same tired old ideas which you have failed to implement for 21 years and expect that promises and blandishments will now work to say, okay, give us an next chance, we will try to implement them. No, I think the population has shown quite clearly, decisively and definitively that enough is enough. And the bigger picture and the lesson for Trinidad and Tobago generally is look out for the general elections, because this clearly indicates that people need to step up their games, because if they don't adjust and adapt to the winds of change that are blowing, they will be blown away by it.
Okay, so you think this has implications for for a kind of psychological shift in Trinidad? And
well, what I would say, Bo, is that it certainly shows that the voting population is not as gullible and as easily swayed as the politicians seem to think. In other words, whereas previously, they would take their votes for granted, you cannot do that anymore. And I think even in Trinidad, that is going to be the signal. If it is that people come up with fresh new ideas and maybe a fresh new faces, then the population may be convinced. But if you are going to be bringing back the same old, tired, recycled bag of politicians, I think persons in Trinidad are also going to show their displeasure.
All right. Okay. What do you think? What do you think is the most?
And present company accepted when I make these comments.
Yeah. What do you think? What can I ask you? I'm trying to phrase this properly. What is your best hope for Tobago with the change now?
Well, okay, so I am hoping that from here on, we see a change, first of all, in the way the leadership treats with Tobagonians. You see the victimization, the spitefulness, the vindictiveness that has been the hallmark of previous administrations. That needs to stop. In other words, we need to understand after elections are over and it's the morning after, we have to now work on behalf of all Tobagonians. We must give all Tobagonians an opportunity to be able to contribute, to be able to make a part in developing Tobago as a whole. We cannot go back to the same, scenario where you're simply looking at somebody's party affiliation and that determines whether they will get a job, whether they will be able to make a contribution. No, we have to move beyond that. Tobago is too small. The resource pool is too small. You're talking about an island of basically about 60,000 people. We need all hands on deck. And if it is that the PDP puts that into action, they've said it on the platform, they've espoused it politically, and if they do put that into action, trust me, Tobagonians will be loyal and faithful to them to the end.
All right, so you need unity and opportunity in Tobago.
That sums it up. That sums it up. And the fact of the matter is that we need to be able to call upon all resources, even though they may not be of your same political stripe or persuasion. If it is that the person is a professional who can make a meaningful contribution, then you need to be able to put your political blinders aside, your political blinkers, your political glasses aside, and be able to say, hey, listen, this person has talent, they can make a meaningful contribution. Let's give them the opportunity to do so, devoid of the political flavor and the political backbiting and infighting that has become a hallmark of what we've seen, in the THA thus far.
All right. Mr. George, I want to thank you very much.
It's
Martin.
always a pleasure, Bo, and good morning to you and good morning to your viewers.
Yes, and we'll have you on another occasion. Thank you very much for agreeing this morning.
You're welcome. Thank you.
And have a great day today.
Same to you.
This is Brighter Morning with Bo. We take a quick break now, and when we come back, we talk to Dr. Winford James.